तो एसीटी देसी पे हम हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ नया करने की कोशिश करते हैं और इस बार भी कुछ नया करने की कोशिश की मैंने। और मेरे इस मुहिम में कुछ मेरे साथ गेस्ट जुड़े और एक स्पेशल गेस्ट जो मेरे साथ आप शायद स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं उनको, वो कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आपसे। और ये एक स्पेशल इवेंट के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं। ये इनिशिएटिव है 14 नवंबर जो चिल्ड्रंस डे की तरह से मनाया जाता है। और इसमें मेरे को पैनल या मेरे साथ में जो को होस्ट है उनका नाम है अनाहिता चौहान। अनाहिता क्या बोलना चाहती है?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ACT Desi show on India's Children's Day. I just want to thank Mr. RJ Vikas for this opportunity to, discuss Children's Day with everyone. My name is Anaahita Chauhan. You can connect with me on LinkedIn or follow me on YouTube to engage on many interesting topics. So today we'll be having some interesting conversations and doing some fun quizzes. So what is Children's Day? Well, Children's Day in India is celebrated for the birth anniversary of India's first Prime Minister, Mr. Nehru, who was born on 14th November. The reason this day is called Children's Day is because he loved children. Now let's begin by introducing each other. Today we have around 5 people who will be participating in the show with us.
राइट। सो अनाहिता ने जैसे आपको बताया कि आज का जो एसीटी देसी का शो है वो है स्पेशल, क्योंकि चिल्ड्रंस डे के मौके पे हमने ये एक शो क्रिएट करने की कोशिश की है जो आप तक लेके आ रहे हैं। तो आज के जो शो पे आप सुनेंगे और देखेंगे, जो आप देखेंगे फेसबुक पे और सुनेंगे एसीटी देसी के शो पे, मेरे साथ और हम सब के साथ आज हमारे साथ होंगे 5 स्पेशल गेस्ट ऑन एसीटी देसी जो डिस्कस करेंगे कि उनकी क्या एस्पिरेशंस हैं, क्या उनकी लिमिटेशंस हैं, क्या उनकी ड्रीम्स हैं, क्या उनकी होप्स हैं, एज अ फ्यूचर इंडियन इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, एंड व्हाट दे थिंक शुड बी डूइंग इन द फ्यूचर, एंड चिल्ड्रंस डे का क्या महत्व है उनके लिए। तो बने रहिए मेरे साथ और अनाहिता के साथ, और मेरे साथ और भी कुछ गेस्ट जुड़ने वाले हैं। आप है मेरे यानी आपके अपने देसी आरजे विकास के साथ, और आज मेरे साथ है मेरी को होस्ट अनाहिता ऑन 2XXFM, और इस शो का नाम है एसीटी देसी जो आता है हर शुक्रवार रात 8:30 बजे इन कैनबरा और 3 बजे इन इंडिया। सो अनाहिता, जैसे हमारा सिग्नेचर मूव है एसीटी देसी का, तो हम बोलते हैं नमस्ते, सलाम, सत श्री अकाल, वणक्कम, केम छो?
My name's Ahaana. I've been in Canberra for about 3.5 years. And I'm in year 5, and I like playing cricket.
Right. Great. And next is, I think, Nitya.
Hi, I'm Nitya, and I'm in grade 9, and I've been in Australia since 2014, and I recently moved to Canberra like 3 months ago.
Okay.
My name is Anaahita. I've lived in Canberra for about 3.5 years. I also love playing cricket. Ahaana is my sister, so we're pretty much the same. I have a YouTube channel which I post on every week on Sundays, so I enjoy doing that. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So, hi guys, I'm Mahi. I've lived in Australia all my life. I was born in Sydney. I lived there for about 10 years. Then I moved to Canberra about 4 years ago, and I've been here ever since. So, yeah, I like sports. I like swimming, and then I play the piano, and I also play the guitar. So I'm learning that. I also love to paint and like draw and stuff. So I like sketching the most. And
So my name is Mishri, as you can tell, and I'm 14 years old. I'm in year 9, and I came to Australia in 2014.
All right. That's a very quick and snappy introduction. I like it. What are your hobbies? Do you like anything like painting, playing sports or something?
Yeah, I do sports like taekwondo and dance. So yeah.
Taekwondo and dance, right?
Yeah.
Does dance help in taekwondo, or taekwondo help in dance anyway?
It depends.
But before we move ahead, this is Pihu. So Pihu, you might want to introduce yourself.
I am Pihu, and I am in year 1. I like painting and art and making crafts.
Okay. How has the experience been, moving out or being born in India or being born in Australia or some other place, but to an Indian parent?
Well, I wasn't born in India and I've never lived in India before, but have stayed in India for a while with my grandparents and relatives. So I kind of know how the lifestyle is versus other countries. And I think that I'm still able to feel like I'm in India at times, like how we celebrated Diwali recently. I celebrated with my friends and family, and that helped me, I guess, kind of feel the vibe of India in a way.
So what do you make of it? Like a festival like Diwali, what did you get out of this? Like as Ahaana, what did you get out of that festival? What did you get it?
Well, I think it's basically like celebrating how Ram was able to rescue Sita from Ravan. And I think that it's a really nice celebration and it's a very positive celebration as well.
Right. And what's that one thing that you really like about Diwali?
I think I really like when we do the firecrackers and those type of things because if we mostly do it in the dark and in the dark it looks very beautiful and it kind of signifies light over dark.
Okay, good. So move to Nitya now.
I was born in India, and when I moved from there, I was only in Nitya, and it was really scary because I studied in India for a bit, and it was scary because I didn't know that much English either. So it was like a total different environment for me.
But then, language being one of the things, how confident are you right now?
Really confident.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other thing that you want to share? Being here for so long and now from there to here.
Okay, so I was born in India and moving here, it was really scary for me, and I didn't know much because I studied in India for a bit and I didn't know much English either, so I didn't know how I was going to deal with it and stuff. And one thing I really miss about India is like the festivals and stuff. Like in Holi, in India, you can throw colors at each other and go to other people's houses and everything, but here it's not possible.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. Okay, Mahi.
Well, living in Australia, you get the vibe on the day, but India, when you're in India, you like the whole aura and everything. It's like super different. Everyone's like talking about like the upcoming festival, what you're gonna do. You're making plans all day. It's like you feel that vibe here for like Christmas and Halloween, but not for Diwali and like Holi and Uttarayan. Like you don't get that same feeling. So I really miss that. I lived here my whole life, but like I've been to India for like Uttarayan and stuff, and it's like so much fun going on the balcony and flying your kites with the neighbors and everything. And I miss the thing I miss the most about festivals is the food.
Right. Okay. I'll come back to you, but let's just go to Anaahita now.
So I was born in India, but I barely lived there to make memories. I moved to Dubai around 2 months. So and then I moved here in around 2018. So I haven't really got that exposure to like Indian culture and the Indian culture and the Indian heritage. So I feel like we celebrate the event, like the festivals, but I feel like we don't celebrate it as like I've heard how in India on Diwali they put fire, like they do the fireworks, and then Holi they throw colors at each other, and it all sounds fun. And so I wish I could experience that because as I've grown up being like living out of India pretty much my entire life, I haven't experienced that. And so I think that's kind of like what I feel is living out of my experience has been that I haven't been able to be exposed to all of that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So quick question. Do you think, I think Nitya has stayed in India quite some time and then have come here. She probably may be unable to answer this, but in any way, when you travel back to India, any or each of you, and do you feel that you get a little different treatment in the sense from your own family members and friends, like a little more, I don't know how to put that thing, but like if you were staying in the same country with same people, you would be, and when you are in Australia and you go back to meet your friends and family, you get a little different treatment. Do you feel, Nitya, I'll start with you.
I feel, I don't know like what the question is, but I feel really different. Like I get a total different vibe when I'm visiting India. Like I get really excited and happy that I'm gonna finally see my family after like a long time, even though I've lived there some of my life. Yeah.
So what I actually wanted to, I just wanted to clarify a little bit more. What I wanted to say is, जब आप इंडिया जाते हो, अब आप इंडिया में रहते थे और फिर अब आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया में रहते हो, तो जो आपके फैमिली फ्रेंड्स होते हैं, they know you, as being part of the family when you were in India. I mean, I'm just specifically saying for Nitya's sake because Nitya has been there for some time. But जब आप वापस जाते हो, तो क्या वो स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट कुछ होता है? लोग आपके साथ थोड़ा इंग्लिशाइज्ड एक्सेंट में बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे, या हिंदी में, to share those experiences, because this is interesting, because I have seen myself, like जब मेरे relatives कोई बाहर से आते थे, तो आसपास के लोग थोड़े ज्यादा कॉशियस हो जाते हैं, नहीं पानी थोड़ा फिल्टर नहीं होना चाहिए, बॉटल होना चाहिए, या उसको थोड़ा और एसी वाले रूम में रखो, या all those kind of just simple things, just for as a caring attitude that we get from our families. Share your instances that you might have on your journey back to India, and you feel privileged.
Like, okay, so when the first time we went back, everyone was like, oh, English, speak some English. Like, they were encouraging me to say it. And like because I was little that time, I was really shy to say it. And then they'd speak English to me, and then they'd like treat me differently. Like, they'd talk to me about my experiences here. And they'd be like, oh, so how was it? And did you make friends and stuff like that? It was very different to when I actually lived in India.
Sure. Any other wants to share any?
When I go to India, like when me and my family go to India, I feel like my grandparents and relatives, they start speaking English with me, and they actually encourage me to speak Hindi. But since I'm not really good at it, I'm not able to speak as clearly, and I feel like I'm treated like differently compared to Australia, because I guess because the lifestyle in India and Australia is very different, and yeah.
Isn't it funny that when you are in India, you are encouraged to speak English more? When you are in Australia, you are told to learn your native language more to keep that thing alive. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I think it's kind of odd, because I think it should be the opposite. Like in Australia or other English-speaking countries, you should be encouraged to speak English because that's kind of the language. And in India, I think you should be like encouraged to speak like your native language, because it actually, I guess, helps you learn the language more, especially if you're around people who are already able to speak it.
But Mishri, have you learned your? I mean, can you speak fluently in your own native languages, like Gujarati?
Yeah, I can speak. Like, I am very fluent in Gujarati, but Hindi, like, I can understand it. But then when I go to speaking it, it's like half Gujarati, half Hindi mix. So it's like, yeah.
तो गुजराती में कुछ गाना गा के बताओ थोड़ा सा, अगर आप दो लाइनें, अपनी नेटिव लैंग्वेज में बात करने से क्या शर्माना? मैं तो हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ.
So I don't know. Kim Cho.
केम चो मजामा, वो तो सब बोलते हैं, वो तो मैं भी बोलता हूँ अपने शो में.
I don't know.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. Go to Nitya. Nitya,
Yeah.
I was just reiterating the same question again. So what do you think? You've lived there, and when you are in India, you say, "Oh, English सीख लो, English काम आएगी, स्कूल में English पढ़ना अच्छे से." और जब आप यहाँ आते हो, तो घर में वो लोग बोलते हैं, नहीं अपनी लैंग्वेज जरूर याद रखनी है, English तो सीखना ही है. So does that cause pressure, makes people or kids feel pressure, or is it good?
Like sometimes, like now I understand it, but like before I used to get really confused. Like, should I learn Gujarati or should I learn Hindi or should I learn English? Like, what should I learn? But like in my opinion, I feel like as well as learning English, we should like stay connected to our native language, like wherever we are in the world, because it's obviously our mother tongue, and we should be able to speak it regardless.
Okay, Anaahita.
When we go to India, we don't get a special treatment. We kind of get treated the same. Like in the first 2 days, I guess it's speaking, we don't get that special treatment. Because like for example, our uncle, he speaks to us in English because we're more comfortable in speaking English with him. But for example, with our grandparents, we'd speak in Hindi, although our Hindi is not that fluent. We'd like try to communicate as we can. But with the thing that you were saying, it's about speaking Hindi here and English there. I think for us, our parents encourage us to speak Hindi like everywhere we go. It's like whether we're in India or in Australia or wherever we are, because they want us to learn our mother tongue, and we, like me and my sister, we both are eager to learn it. So we do it as best as we can. And we are also like learning Hindi, how to read and write and speak. So, yeah.
Okay. Mahi.
Well, so I can read, write, and speak Gujarati fluently. So whenever I go to India, everyone there knows that I can speak and everything Gujarati. So I have no problem with like English and Gujarati mixture and whatever. But I do get special treatment. Like my mama, they're like, "Oh, Mahi, you eat like pizza, pasta, and everything." So they would take me out to like eat pizza and stuff. I love pizza; it's like my favorite food. So they like take me out to eat all that. But over here, in reality, I eat rotli, shak, dal bhat like every day. It's like staple food for us, all of us. So like it's not like that we eat pizza, pasta every day. We eat everything, right? Like mutya, whatever, nosa, idli.
So do you get more brownie points of knowing your native language more in addition to English when you go back in India?
Yes, I do, because like my cousins, they live in America and their Gujarati is not that strong. So with them, it's like, look, Mahi can speak, you should speak too, And when they came here a few years ago, and it's like we had this competition where we had to speak Gujarati the whole day. It was a bit hard for them, but they got it at the end.
Right. Okay. So have I covered everyone on this topic?
I'd actually like to add a little bit more on the special treatment. Like, I've stayed in India, like I came here in year 2. So I finished, I was like, I think 7 years old. And now every time I go, like with my family, I speak in Gujarati, like it's fine. But then with my friends, I feel like they try to talk to me in English a lot more. So they like try to make an accent and stuff, and they're like trying to talk to me in that. And I'm like, just talking Gujarati, like I know Gujarati as well. But I also used to go to an English medium school in India. So I think that has helped me a lot, and like also my friends in India, because like, it's easy to communicate.
Does that create a little disconnect in the first thing itself? That your name, that your identity, you have how you pronounce like me, my name is the most commonest name in India. So 99% of the people probably know that name because it's the second name after Kumar. But if I have come here and then I have to tell my name, so I would be pronouncing my name as Rickis, Lucas. And there are a lot of different pronunciation that comes up, in the past 2.5 years. And I think, okay, do I give up? or do I correct? And how difficult is it? What are your thoughts?
I think because my name isn't too hard to pronounce, most people are able to pronounce it properly. But if someone can't really pronounce it properly, I always correct them.
Yeah.
And I think most people are able to pronounce it the way most Indians would.
How do you pronounce your name?
Ahaana.
Which is still better. Okay. What do you think, Anaahita?
Well, yeah, like you said, my name can be pronounced in two ways. Anaahita, like you said, or Anaahita. But I don't really feel that disconnection. I just kind of feel, okay, I don't really mind as long as they're saying it in either two ways. Yeah, for example, at school, I would tell my friends, or like maybe people who are outside of my family, or people who are Indians, I guess, like school people, I guess. I would tell them it's Anaahita because they wouldn't be able to pronounce my name Anaahita. But say, for example, you or my family friend or someone, I'd tell them Anaahita. So as long as they're pronouncing it either of the two ways, and I'm fine with it.
What's the third way that you've heard of your name being pronounced?
I've heard it in really weird ways. It's like, for example, one of my school teachers, he kind of says Anaahita, so it sounds really weird when they say it. Yeah, there are many different ways people pronounce it. That's just the ways.
All right. What do you think, Nitya? What's your take on this?
I have had a lot of different pronunciations with my name. Like some people, instead of Nitya, they say Nitya, like they add a D into it. And like sometimes it's very annoying, but then I get used to it eventually. Like one of my school friends, she says my name as Nitya, like in an Indian accent. But like I don't really mind it because I'm used to hearing it from all different accents, and yeah.
Right. So you basically make peace with whatever is being said.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't mean any harm to you in terms of right.
Yeah.
What about you, Mahi? I think your name is the most easiest.
Yeah. So my name's very easy, just like Mahi. But still, I can feel like when my parents say my name, when my Indian friends say my name, and the way my school friends say my name, it's like still a bit different. But like I don't mind it. Like my name being this easy, I'm still being called Mahia. My name is Mahi, and people add an A at the end of my name. So really talking, it's just people have their own way of saying it. But usually, no one really mistakes my name, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. What's the funniest pronunciation you heard of your name?
Probably Mahia.
Mahia. Right, Mishri, you were dropped out of the conversation, but we were actually discussing, things that you feel disconnected over, and in Australia, and the conversation came up to a point wherein we were talking about the first thing that we get identified with, our names, and what are the pronunciation that you get, and what are your experiences?
No, I mean, I feel like my name's pretty easy. So like, it just depends. Like, I have an Indian teacher at school. She sometimes like pronounces my name differently. She's like Mishri. So it's like, it's obviously different, but I think my friends pretty much say my name right.
Right. Okay. So what's the funniest apart from Mishri? Is there any other funny pronunciation that you heard of your name?
I don't think so. I think that's the funniest.
I'm not sure that you're telling the truth, but I'll take it.
Because not many people mess up my name.
All right. Because you learned Taekwondo? Was it difficult for you when you started school in Australia? Was it difficult for you to make friends? Was it difficult for you to get that association in this country initially? Nitya.
Like I said before, I didn't know English coming to Australia, like I was really scared about what I was going to do, how I was going to understand it, everything. But luckily in year 2, I had a friend who was also Gujarati, so she was helping me with it. Like she would translate stuff, and eventually I got the hang of it. But at first it was really scary.
Yeah, and was it difficult to make new friends because of the language?
Yes, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it scare you? Did it make you find the people the similar background, like you said, your friend, who's also from Gujarat and used to translate, but that actually limited you to make friends who are native in Australia?
Yeah, like I was really nervous, like how I was gonna make friends, because I didn't know like like English and stuff. But she helped me make friends, and yeah.
And now how many friends do you have from varied backgrounds in Australia?
A lot more.
A lot more, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Mishri?
Like, as I said before, I was in an English medium school in India, so it was pretty easy for me. Like when I came to Australia, one of my first friends, she was actually Australian, so it was quite easier. But the only problem is like the English I learned is like a lot more straightforward, like how are you, and then everyone else here is like how you. Just like the slang and abbreviations, it's like really hard to understand.
Right. What do you say, Anaahita?
Well, I've known English like all my life, so when I came to Australia, it wasn't very hard for me to make friends, and like kind of just get used to the stuff here.
Sure. Okay. Mahi.
Well, I haven't actually experienced moving from India to Australia, but when I went to primary school in Sydney first, it was like most of my friends were like Indian or like Asian. All of them were Asian. I like barely had any Aussie friends or like yeah. But when I moved to Canberra, like nearly all my friends are Australian. Like I have a few Indian friends, but not like at school. Out of school I have many, but like in school all my friends, most of them are Australian. So yeah.
Okay. So what do you think you as the future generation, in Australia should be doing to make more contribution towards Indians, community heritage? Any thoughts?
I
think sorry.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay. I think we should continue to celebrate the Indian festivals, to continue learning about India and about its history, and yeah, I think.
But do you think it makes sense if we are at home and if we are with our peers with the same community or Indians, we should be speaking our Indian language rather than English?
Yes, yeah. I think we should be doing that as well.
And what should we do, because we are not talking in any Indian language right now? I'll make it easier. So for example, I'm from Delhi, I'm a Hindu probably, right? And I can speak Punjabi, and then we follow certain cultures of Hindu, right? But when people come to say Australia, right, and they belong to say Gujarat or say Punjab or say South India, right, or say Tamil, Telugu speaking nation, but are we working as an Indian? Like when we say like how can we be like representing India, not particularly that, representing that as well as India as a whole? What can we do?
I think we could like create a community or like a school or something of that sort. So like that explains all Indian cultures. Like we can learn about Sikhs and Hindus and the Gujarati culture as well, and we can kind of roll them all together. Like we can learn all of them in one place.
Okay. Anaahita.
I think I agree with the thing that Ahaana said. We could just bring everything together and learn not just about Hindu festivals, but also about the different other religions, like what their festivals are, and just learn about and also like learn about the history about it, of India and everything that India's been through. Yeah.
Right. Any other thoughts? Anyone? No. I think cricket unites everyone.
Yeah, I was just trying to say that, like sports, like every like there's no sort of discrimination in sports. So like we could hold like a sports day event where everyone gets together and we just play cricket. We have races, running races, egg and spoon race, and just fun day to celebrate Indians.
The first thing I would probably like to do for India would probably like make the Indian culture more popular, I guess, and teach more people about it, because I know that most people in my class, they don't really know much about Holi or Diwali, and I think the first thing that I would like to do is kind of spread the culture around. And the second thing I would probably like to do is probably like show that Indians in their own way are unique, like that we have a very unique culture, and I feel like I would like to show them that they're very different. And I don't really have a third one I would like to do because, but yeah, those are the two things I would like to do.
Right. Mishri.
Yeah, I think just like, keeping the Indian culture alive in different countries, it's like really important, because like, teaching it to other people that don't really know, it makes them interested. Like I remember one of my friends, she's Australian, I was telling her about like different festivals and stuff, and she was so interested. She was like, oh, so then why do you do this? Like, what do you do to celebrate it and all that? So I think, yeah, that's important.
Yeah. And if you have to do something for your country back in India, not really here. I mean, things that you can do here as a community and keep that culture going, heritage going, and community feeling going. But for India, as back in India, for Indians back in India, or as a country as a whole, what would that one thing that you would want to do? Bring about that change or bring about something to India.
I would like to, some people, they have like it's just like a mental mindset that India, it's like very dirty, very poor, like, it's just, some people just have that mindset. And I'd really like to change that, because the rich culture we have and the monuments, like, they don't see what the goodness we have. They see like, oh, it's really dirty, it's poor, the population is so high. But even with such a high population, what we can do is very incredible. And like we're getting better with all our like issues as well, but some people just have that mindset, and I'd really like to change that mindset in those people.
How does that mindset bothers you? I mean, when you see
Yes.
in media, in people outside of India, thinking about only that aspect of India and not the other, which are very important, managing the resources that we have, the innovation that we get, to the world, the talent that we bring, the skills that we have. But apart from all those things, the thing that gets highlighted is that. How does that make you feel? I mean, it's open forum. Anyone can just keep adding your comments.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
It really bothers me because people, they like the people with that mindset, they're only focusing on that one thing, and they aren't like seeing everything else that India has and what India has done. And so seeing them and noticing them focus on that one thing, it really angers me, because it's like, instead of focusing on that one thing, I mean, they are kind of like small issues there, but India is much more than just that.
Sure.
I think that I think that it also really frustrates me and makes me really annoyed, because people, like, when the British Raj was happening in India, like, nowadays people think like the Indians are very weak, they didn't really do anything to try and do it, but in reality, like Manikainika, that she fought for India's independence, and she wasn't able to do it, but still no people actually like cherish that, and most people don't know about that. And it also really annoys me because most people focus on like the bad stuff, like the pollution in India, and they don't think about the good things, like the good stuff about India. And
yeah, I completely agree that like you can't change people's mindsets. Like there's always going to be that one person that has a different opinion to everyone else. Like when I first came to Australia, I felt that in school everyone was like, "Oh, look, you're Indian, aren't you?" Just by like the base of my looks and stuff. So yeah, but now I'm like, I'm proud to be Indian. I don't care about what others think. Like, I want to uphold my Indian culture.
Fantastic. Nitya?
I think the same thing as everyone, that like no matter who you are, not just Indians, but you should always be proud of your own culture, and you should stand up for it as well.
Right. Okay, so I think we are coming to the end of this show, and I really appreciate what you guys have shared with me and the audience and people who will hear you on the show. But the important things that have come out of this conversation is that being proud of what you are and where you belong is something that should be near to you, and should be, always feel proud of what your roots are, where you belong. And it's important to educate people than to just join the herd. All right. Thank you so much, guys, and I wish you a very happy Children's Day, and enjoy yourself and be the unique person that you are. And कहते हैं ना कि अपना अच्छा काम करते रहो, and you will get recognized for what you really are and what you're born to do. So don't let anybody change you. Let's change the world together, and let's make the changes that we want to see in the world, right? And with that, we'll come to the end of this show. Thank you so much once again. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. आशा करता हूँ आज का एपिसोड आपको पसंद आया होगा। कुछ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हमारी जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन जो आने वाली है उन्होंने हमारे साथ शेयर किया, और आपके भी अगर कुछ सुझाव है या आप भी कुछ करना चाहते हैं या मेरे साथ जुड़ना चाहते हैं, तो प्लीज रीच आउट टू मी थ्रू माय फेसबुक पेज विच इज www.facebook.com/ACTDesiFM, या आप मुझे ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं actlikedesi@gmail.com, क्योंकि मैं आपके सुझावों का और आपके जो फीडबैक है उसका इंतजार करता रहता हूँ, कुछ नया लाने के लिए, ताकि आपको और मुझे कुछ सीखने को मिले, नई चीजें जो हो रही हैं हमारी दुनिया में। तो जब तक हम मिलते हैं दोबारा, अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। शुभ रात्रि, शब खैर, गुड नाइट।